And welcome back. Religion, a hot topic in every generation. Dr. Ruth Ollison joins us here on The Factor to discuss how to have conversation with your child about religion, acknowledging that religious beliefs are not necessarily hereditary. Dr. Ollison, we all can remember a time where whatever the family's religion was, that was the child's religion, and that's the way it went. Now, many parents are asking, when should I allow my child to attend church? And should it be my church or a church of their choice, depending on their age? Your thoughts on that, Dr. Ruth? Is it time to let kids decide where they want to go to church?
Take your kids to church. Listen. Kids need to be in church. They need to know that they are loved by God. You have to make sure that it's the right church. But what does that look like? You go to church and you leave your kids at home, or you leave that decision up to a child who can't even decide what to eat. So parents need to be, I'm going to call it spiritually intelligent. And then that intelligence certainly needs to be passed on to their children. And at a time, a child can make, or a young adult or a teenager can make a different decision. But as children, they don't know what they're doing. It's a big world.
Now, Dr. Ruth, you know, we live in a time where parents are allowing their kids to make a lot of decisions, from sexuality to pronouns and you know, now the church. So are you shocked that that's now a question?
I am not shocked, and the reason I'm not shocked is because God has been left out of the equation in so many areas. And we need to get back to being responsible adults. You know, freedom is fine, but freedom can take you too far to the point of destruction. And if you look at the condition of our world, you know, we're free to have guns. We're free to take them wherever we want to do. We're free to change pronouns, which change your body, all that stuff. People are free. You're not going to change your freedom, but we need some informed, godly ways to make the choices that we have.
Now, what if you have at some point a teenager who says, Mom, Dad, I'm ready to go in a different direction when it comes to religion. I don't want to go to the church. I don't want to go to the mosque. I don't want to go to the Kingdom Hall. I want to go somewhere else. And should you respectfully give them the opportunity to explore that, or say what? And we're talking about teenagers now.
Yeah, when a person is a teenager, I think so. If they've had some guidance and they've done some exploration and they've done some research, and they can make that decision. But as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. And a person may come up with, different people, even in my own, not in my immediate family, but larger family, have made choices for different religions. Listen, God, that's their right to do that. You know, even as a teenager, if they're mature enough, you know, that's fine. Make that decision.
Now, there are some religions and institutions that many people attend where if you leave that institution and you go somewhere else, then you could find yourself shunned by that family, by your mom, your dad. You could find yourself on the outs with people you love. And how do you even cope with that as a young person, a teenager?
Yeah, I think that's always disappointing. It would be disappointing for me, for instance, if my children and grandchildren did not follow Christ. That's who I follow. But I can still love them and respect them, because you know what? That's a teaching of Christ. It doesn't mean that they're no longer in my family, and it is that love that will draw them back. So I think we have to be careful about being nasty in religion, all right, and being mean and hateful. None of us is called to do that. And as long as we are seeking God, that ought to inform how we treat people, no matter what their choices are.
And make sure you stay with us. Back, trying to force someone into a religion can have the opposite effect. Dr. Ruth Ollison continues the conversation about children and religion, emphasizing the importance of individuals learning on their own. And for those who have, I would say, a religion where they are looking to switch, and how supportive, if you're a mother or father and you want to support them, how do you go by supporting them if they're going to do that switch and you're going to entertain that with them, long as they're praising God somewhere?
Yeah, I would want them to do the research, look at the outcome. Talk, yeah, I'm a journalist at heart, so you got to ask hard questions. What have people been through? What do they believe? For me, how does that line up with the Bible? For others, it might be a different book. Where is this going to lead you? What are you looking for? And I think that is the thing that's going to need to inform, and not just what are the people doing, what's popular right now, and all this. What kind of life do you want to lead, and do you want to live life according to the one who invented life, or do you just want to go out there with 7 or 8 billion people and try to figure it out on your own? I think I want to call us back to the moorings of the Creator. What did the Creator intend for us?
All right, Dr. Ruth, always good to talk to you. And of course, we appreciate your valuable advice here on The Factor. Thank you, ma'am, and thank you for your time.
Thanks. God bless you.